Monday, Okpebholo has directed all commissioners and special advisors in his administration to wear the Asiwaju mandate cap as a show of loyalty and support for President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's re-election. The governor issued the directive on Tuesday in Benin City during the swearing-in ceremony of 19 newly appointed commissioners and several board chairmen and members of state agencies. Well, Okpebholo warned that any commissioner who failed to wear the Asiwaju cap will be barred from attending State Executive Council meetings. Let's take a look.
Let me tell you first, before we begin, you see this cap? Yes, sir. I will not forgive any commissioner that is not wearing it.
Okay, greetings to you, everybody. Please, thanks for joining. This particular story has become a national, matter. It's been discussed left, right, side, corner, everywhere. But before we go into this matter, I'm not going to dwell on this actually too much. I have looked at Okpebholo all around so far. I have been quite critical, like very many of us are, and rightly so. But I've looked at it, we've got to balance it a little bit. And that's why I titled this particular broadcast, Okpebholo, the good, the bad, and the very ugly in governance. And I'm making this broadcast because I actually want this message to get straight to government house and, of course, to Okpebholo. Now, before we come to this at all, there is something too that I must, as a matter of necessity, also applaud Okpebholo for. All is not doom and gloom, and all of that. I'm very, elated by this other news that I'm going to break. And I think that I must salute the government for their effort. No matter the speculations around the issue, I think it's a right step in the right direction because it's a matter that benefits Edo State people. It is part of what I'll call the good, okay, under the Okpebholo's administration. Let's just take a look at that good. Don't forget, you are on the Comrade Show. Please share the broadcast if you could, and that really would be nice. We're going to talk about Okpebholo right now. Within his short spell as a Edo State government, Edo State governor, the good, the bad, and the very ugly of Okpebholo is what we want to talk about right now. Don't go away, stay with me. It is the Comrade Show. My name is Comrade Lanto Oriahi.
Wide jubilation rented the air as Governor Okpebholo fulfilled his Workers' Day promise of employment of 5,000 teachers drawn from SUBEB and State Secondary Education Board into the state civil service. The governor made a symbolic presentation of employment letters to the new teachers. For Governor Okpebholo, the move does not only demonstrate his administration's passion for basic and secondary education, but a deliberate attempt to leave a lasting legacy in repositioning the state's basic and secondary education sectors.
I did this way because I want to supervise it myself. Teachers' welfare is very important to us.
Edo State Commissioner for Education, Dr. Padi Yamu, said after being engaged as contract staff by the past administration, the 4,500 Edo Star and SUBEB teachers had been engaged by Governor Okpebholo as permanent staff of Edo State government. Chairman Senior Secondary Education Board, Dr. Rita Rewele, expressed her confidence in the batch of absorbed teachers to perform optimally.
Can you put somebody on contract for 3 years and counting? So he gave us the marching order for us to do the biometrics. We were integrating them fully into the civil service. So they are moving from being a contract staff to a permanent staff of the government.
They have been trained outside the system, but inside the system as casual staff. So bringing them in is like bringing in those that have already been trained, which will even make it more cost-effective for the governor.
Some of the newly absorbed teachers are assured of their commitment to uplifting education standards.
I'm going to be very dedicated in my place of work and do what is expected of me as a teacher.
A man of his words. He said it when he was campaigning, that he will absorb all Edo Star. And he did it.
The historic moment was appreciated with songs and dances by the jubilant teachers who, apart from taking the employment letters, also benefited from a transport allowance approved by Governor Okpebholo. Kingsley Uchebu, ITV News. Wide jubilation. Governor Okpebholo.
Okay, guys, you see, as you all know, I'm very, very critical of the governor of Edo State because of the many gaps that we have seen. But also, I also try to balance things out because whenever this governor, does anything I think it's good, particularly when it is something that is benefiting Edo State people, I am not naive. I also want to talk about it. This is part of the things that that's why I titled this broadcast "The Good, the Bad, and the Very Ugly." This is part of the things we like to see a lot more of. Now, the reason why I'm elated is because whether we like it or not, whether the figures, of course, the government has announced they are the correct figures or not. Now, I can see a number of Edo State people expressing joy and satisfaction over this. I mean, there are, PDP, what's it called, supporters and all of that are having a narrative about this, that some of this stuff, or rather all of this stuff, all of these people reinstated, were actually employed, given employment letters by Governor Baseki just a couple of months before he left office. And they were all dropped by Okpebholo as soon as he assumed office, only to be reinstated again. Now, the issue is this. Now, no matter the narrative, this is a pleasant story. This is a good story. This puts the government of Edo State in positive light. Because at the end of the day, governance is about the people. Anytime governance becomes something different from the people's interests, then many of us, we have reasons to be critical. Now, Okpebholo, I applaud him for this. And I'm not doing it overly. I'm not being, excessive about it. I applaud him because this is one of the things that we actually expect a governor and a government of a state to carry out. He's not going to pay them with his personal money. It's Edo State money. Now, if this wasn't done, I don't know if the 5,000 numbers, being bandied around is correct. The 5,000, teachers and all of that. So people are contesting that particular number. It's not important. But for those that have gotten their employment letters or that will get their employment letters, it's going to take them away from the unemployment list. And that, for me, it's sacrosanct. These people are going to be paid salaries. They are going to be paid allowances. And when they get their money, they are going to go to markets to shop. At the end of the day, the economy will improve a lot better because these people have some monies to spend around. And it will go around, and all of that. So this is in the good interest of Edo State people. And I, thank the government, for this effort. This is a good thing. You understand what I'm saying? But don't forget, we are looking at Okpebholo, the good, the bad, and the very ugly. And I'm discussing the good. This right now is plausible. I mean, this is applaudable, man. This is so. The gesture is good. It is nice. You can see the people. I've seen lots of videos. The people are really happy. You understand what I'm saying now? And that it's very key to everything. And I hope that they will be sustained to the end of the tenure, and of course, whoever is going to come after Okpebholo will continue from there. Like the commissioner said, that it's a permanent, letter they've been given, permanent employment. So that's a good thing. I'm glad. Okpebholo, thank you so much for this gesture. We are not overly thanking you. It is what you are supposed to do actually as the governor. It's the right thing to do. And on this occasion, you have done the right thing. The only snag inside this matter, now say, that's going to form the ugly part of the whole scenario. But, gentlemen, let us go to the other parts of this scenario. Because don't forget, it's Okpebholo, the good, the bad, and the ugly. We've talked about the good. Let's look at the bad and the ugly together. Because somehow, the bad and the ugly cannot cannot excessively be separated, because somehow they yoke together in a way. But we are going to try to give a separation to them. Stay with me. It is a commercial.
Monday, Okpebholo has directed all commissioners and special advisors in his administration to wear the Ashiwaju mandate cap as a show of loyalty and support for President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's re-election. The governor issued the directive on Tuesday in Benin City during the swearing-in ceremony of 19 newly appointed commissioners and several board chairmen and members of state agencies. Well, Okpebholo warned that any commissioner who failed to wear the Ashiwaju cap will be barred from attending State Executive Council meetings. Let's take a look.
Let me tell you first, before we begin, you see this cap? I will not forgive any commissioner that is not wearing it. In ESCO, if you are not wearing suit, and you are wearing traditional dress, and you are coming to the ESCO without this Ashiwaju cap, you are going back.
Okay. Yesterday I did a broadcast on this particular matter, and I did say in that broadcast that I feel very personally embarrassed as an Edo State indigene watching this over and over again. And as we speak, the matter has become a matter of national discourse. And as I watch different analysts, analyze this and talk about this, honestly, a lot of the things I talked about yesterday when I did a broadcast on, if Okpebholo can be considered a loyalist or a sycophant, a lot of the things I talked about, they were actually re-echoed by very many different analysts, very many, different broadcasters, and everybody was just mostly dumbfounded, and that is sort of bringing, shame to us, all of us Edo State people. It's still coming from Okpebholo, and this is very ugly, really, really, really ugly. Remember, we're talking about the good, the bad, and the very ugly. I want to play some other excerpts for you, so that you probably may understand what I'm talking about. Please, if you are there, share this broadcast. I like that the government, staff of the governor, of government house, see some of these things, so that they probably needs to be, schooled all over again, so that he can carry himself better as the governor of Edo State. Just take a listen to this.
See this cap? I will not forgive any commissioner that is not wearing it.
Sheriff, what what do you think?
What is Edo people? What are they thinking? The Edo people.
Even in Lagos State, nobody has said you must wear Tinubu's cap.
What are they thinking? I'd like to know.
Is the same thing? Exposure and would what's his name? Would the governor of Lagos tell everybody? So he himself is not wearing the Tinubu cap. And these things are not necessarily done by the man in charge. It is started by sycophants. President Tinubu has not told anybody to go and wear a Tinubu cap. In his cabinet, you can count on your fingers, to be fair to him. In fact, President Tinubu, the very little I think I know of him, might not have as much respect for you if you keep up turning up with his cap. You will get all you want, he will attend to you, but he will mark it in his head that this is a sycophant I can put to very good use. He might not respect you. But these things are usually, we were in this country when people started wearing Abacha badges. Sonny Abacha never told anybody to wear an Abacha badge. But what happens is that if you are a ruler or a leader, and so some psychopaths want to work themselves up, you won't stop them. You won't stop them. But sometimes it can become counterproductive. If I were the president, I put a quiet call to him, Okpebholo, take it easy. Let's endear ourselves to the people with what we have for them. But it's up to them. At this point, I'm thinking in Yoruba and I put that to my son. Google will translate that for me now. But it's eye service to show loyalty. The weakling.
Okay. Everything they talked about here, there were some of these I actually echoed yesterday. And when you watch it, at the beginning of this discourse, they indicted Edo State people, not even the governor. Somebody asked him, what Edo State people, what are they doing? What are they thinking? That got to me. I mean, this is not just this roundtable alone. Everybody nationally that have been discussing this matter, this very ugly matter, has been one way or the other indicting Edo State people. And that's why I said yesterday, I said, according to a saying in Benin, that a thief is not ashamed the way his own family members would be. And it was on that premise I actually did advise that Okpebholo should be guided and well advised. This matter is blamed all over Nigeria like wildfire. And this man made a valid point that what Okpebholo is doing right now, he may think that he's displaying acts of loyalty to Mr. President. I echo that. But he's losing his respect. Mr. President, Bola Tinubu will just look at him and say, this one, we are going to use him, mercilessly. I believe Bola Tinubu will have no respect for him, even the way he's carrying this matter. And that matter he talked about, which is very true, is that Okpebholo's approach to this whole Tinubu matter may actually boomerang at some point, because it may become counterproductive as far as Edo State is concerned. Because whether he likes it or not, because of what he's doing now, Edo State people are getting hugely resolved in their numbers. Even those that actually were considering that, okay, maybe we'll support the Bola Ahmed Tinubu, many of them are beginning to resort and look, this, if heaven go for, make it fall, Tinubu will not win Edo State. People are already having that resolve. Because this kind of eye service, notice me, that's what they used here. So at the end of the day, all of these analysts, all of these discussants, looking into this issue, every one of them, from Arise TV to this, Nigeria Info FM or whatever it is, and all of them, everybody is classing Okpebholo as a psychopath on this issue. But there's one more. And the reason why I added this one is because of yet another direct indictment of Edo State people over this gaffe by Senator Okpebholo, the governor of Edo State. Let's take a listen. It is still a commercial.
You see this cap? I will not forgive any commissioner that is not wearing it. In Esco, if you are not wearing suit and you are wearing traditional dress and you are coming to the Esco without this Asewaju cap, you are going back.
If a commissioner is coming to the meeting and he does not know left from right, as long as he wear cap, everything is okay. A governor that cannot read budget, that kept repeating figure like 6 times, 1,220,000,000 is now the one giving order that if you don't come to the cabinet meeting with Tinubu cap, you'll be walked out.
Everybody from Edo State should be ashamed for that man.
Everybody from Edo State should be ashamed. That one touched me.
I will not forgive any commissioner that is not wearing it.
That one touched me well.
in Expo, if you are not wearing suit,
Everybody from Edo State should be ashamed. That one touched me. I don't express the shame yesterday. Say, man, look, with the shame. You understand what I'm saying now? With the shame, because at the end of the day, Tinubu's cap or Tinubu's support before Okpebholo is taking over competence. Even if you load, though you are in government, you are working with Mode Okpebholo. So long as you wear Tinubu cap, that replaces competence. I just tired, God. Now, do I blame these people when they talk, say make everybody wait, they shame? I don't blame them. You understand what I'm saying now? Anybody will carry this thing, maggots or whatever it is, carry the plenty into house. If they invite lizard to enter inside house now, that be the thing now. You know, so this again is I class this again as, you know, part of those things that we regard as the ugly parts of Okpebholo. This is it is bad, but it's actually inherently very ugly. You understand? Now, I'm going to upload, you know, a video that I strongly believe is bad. This one is classed as bad. You understand? Oh gosh, man. Now, but just stay with me. It's still a comedy show. Let's look at this. It's a bit long. I don't think I have that video queued, but it is the story of the back and forth on the issue of by government when they release a statement saying that a certain young man, 17-year-old man, bought a 14 hectares of land, and government, for that singular reason, they are stopping the issuance of C of O until further notice, until investigation is carried and every other thing. And so somebody did a very elaborate discourse on that matter, an investigative journalism and all of that. I watched it earlier today. I think I don't have it queued, but I'm going to talk about it another time. And I was very, very surprised that information came from Okpebholo's government, issued a statement, referring to that particular issue. And from the same Okpebholo government, an agency of government, came out to say it is fake news. From the office of the governor of Edo State, the statement came out that if a 17-year-old young man is under investigation. Now, the same office of the government, you understand what I'm saying, still came out on an agency of the government to tell us that that's fake news. Somehow, the government saw that, they've made a mistake in, releasing one information like this, and they themselves were using another agency of theirs to try to correct it. That's really bad, because somehow, with the number of issues that are on the ground, and questions being asked by PDP and on all others that people are not getting response to, it's making government lose credibility. The people are beginning to have very little or no confidence in the government of Okpebholo because of all of these discrepancies. And somehow the government of Okpebholo, with all of these happenings, look very disjointed. And it's a matter of grave concern. I'm going to get that video at some point and get it uploaded. I don't know if I can find that video from somewhere really, but I think I have it somewhere. And I actually have this video somewhere. you know, so that we can, if I can get it downloaded and uploaded, so that it will make a lot of sense for everybody to understand exactly what I'm talking about. Just bear with me. I think I already have the video now downloaded. I probably just want to upload it now, so that we can. It's quite a lengthy video, but it is something that we can.
For the purpose of clarity, the statement or press release, as you actually, the one you referenced, came from the right and approved source. As a matter of fact, the statement quoted Mr. Governor to have having directly issued such a statement.
In other words, the story came from inside government house, not rumor, not social media, from the state's own communication channels. Yet, days later, another arm of the same government, Edo GIS, called the story fake. Freddie Mokbai sounded puzzled, but he was very diplomatic.
Information came out from the government table. And again, a follow-up came from an appointee of Mr. Governor. So what is left now is to ascertain whether that statement actually came from GIS.
He too, like everyone else in Edo, was waiting for clarity from a government that had contradicted itself in public. Then I called Dr. Tony Ikpasaja. He told me the statement came from his director of press.
You will talk to the director of press. Let me send you his number. He's the one that issued that statement, right?
Okay, thank you very much.
I'll send you that number.
But when I tried reaching Tunde, his numbers were switched off. So I called Fred Itwa instead, the chief press secretary to the governor. Fred Itwa denied everything.
There was no press release from me regarding that matter. So the DBS ran a press statement. It wasn't signed by me. I did not say anything.
Okay, so
the only statement that I'm aware of is the one by Edo GIS, where the story was refuted.
Now, he even told me to ask Tony for the statement, for the press release, so I did. And Dr. Ikpasaja sent me the press release via WhatsApp. But when I texted and asked for a signed PDF copy, he called back, irritated, defensive, and strangely confrontational, or do I say aggressive.
The statement that was sent to you is the total statement that was given to everybody. Why you didn't tell me, say, and that signed copy from this day? If you know that this day has a copy, collect from them. Collect from this day.
I'm sorry if it came to you like that. That is not what I meant. Because if they ran the story, so which means they had a copy. So I inferred that this day got a copy before they ran it. So it is not that I have seen the one this day has or the one
but I sent you the one that was given to this day was the one I sent to you. Now you are still saying I should give you a signed copy. Is that how you practice? I don't want to become an editor in this game. In this day,
Again, I'm doing my own independent investigation, and I wanted the source to come directly from the source. So I don't want my source.
Which source can be more direct than the MD of the agency sending you a copy?
And then came another twist. When Punch newspaper published the Edo GIS denial, it wrote, in a statement signed by its director of press, you saw that, signed, like signed. But when I asked Dr. Ikpasaja for a signed copy.
Okay, that's quite a lengthy, investigation. And I don't want to go through it all. But the reason why I play this essay is for us to understand the back and forth and the effort made by this man, this is Mr. Ovienzo Woba, to try to dig into the matter. How a government would allege that there's a 17-year-old young man who bought 14 hectares of land. And I did say that for people, 14,000 hectares of land, for people who may not understand, 14,000 hectares of land is more than the size of a local government. That's a massive space. There was no information about who this young man, is, the parents, or the land in question. Where is the land that this man bought? But the government went ahead to say in that particular statement released by EBS, proper government channel, to say the government went ahead to say that they are suspending the issuance of C of O. And it's something I condemn seriously. Even if something like that had happened, which I personally doubt, and a lot of people have, begin to doubt it. How can you, because of just one bad apple, suspend the use of all, apples in the basket? There are people that have applied for their C of O for 100 by 50, 100 by 100, 200 by 150, and all of that are legit. Now, because there's one bad egg, and in any case, I also did say that even if the story was true, we don't even need to be burdened by it. We have the judicial arm of government. We have the police that will do their proper investigation and, of course, charge the boy to court if they have evidence enough to charge him for criminal activity, as it were. But they play to the gallery, release this information without any substance. And now our brother here has been investigating the matter. You understand what I'm saying now? And while government is releasing the news itself from one side, they are using an agency, to also say it is fake news from another side, thereby putting all Nigerians, those people, in limbo. Meanwhile, when they released the news that there was a 17-year-old man that bought the 14,000 hectares of land, they had already received praises from people they interviewed. Oh, this is the right step in the right direction, blah, 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 lots of things like that. And it felt that the government actually thought they were going to score some points with that. Particularly when the story was coming, on the heels of those people requesting that the government of Edo State and the governor himself, addresses the issue of Iyaloja, that almost, sent, Edo, into a state of a topsy-turvy, as it were, because of the way the matter was. But thank God for the wisdom of the palace to manage the process the way it did, that everywhere now, is calm. The governor did not address that issue. And so on the heels of that, they just released that statement to creating a distraction, changing the conversation. So nobody wants to talk about the Iyaloja matter again. It was not this issue of 117-year-old man, don't go buy 14,000 hectares of land, which was all a lie. A lie sponsored by government, a lie rescinded by the state government. And the source of the lie, government is now trying to put it in vacuum. You understand what I'm saying now? That is bad. It's bad for the image of government. It is bad for the impression that the people around have about Edo State and Edo State people. The optics of it at all is also very bad. And so this is one sad and bad story. And there are similar stories like that, that characterizes so far the government of Okpebholo. It positioned the government as being unserious, being untidy, being not in control, and all of that may not be good. So even as we have seen some sparks of some things that we can say, oh, this is good. For instance, the flyover thing they are doing, that's a good thing. Even though there are so many stories surrounding that, but that's a good thing that we can see. If it's well done, it will benefit those state people. The Edo line bus that they revamped and of course reestablished. I thought that's also a very good thing. You understand what I'm saying now? This one, they're reinstating 5,000 teachers as they claim. I thought that's a very good thing as well. But all of these other contradicting stories here and there, they're not nice. Most of all, those ones are bad. Most of all, the sycophancy that appear to now characterize the Bola 2027 slogan. That is ugly. And Mr. Governor, I would advise that you moderate. I think that if you have a lot more good than the bad and the ugly, probably, there's a chance that the people will warm up to you better. But right now, the bad and mostly the ugly appears to be holding sway, taking over whatever looks good in your government. For now, I just say people, that's why I want to make a lady matter. I don't want to make it long too much, but I've just come to look at, the bad, the good, the bad, and the ugly of Oshomole, of Okpebholo in governance. God bless you for staying with me. My name is Lamte. I'll see you again when I see you. Bye for now. But please, if you can, share the broadcast. That would be really appreciated. Bye for now.
Stressing about how to send money home for bills? What if you could handle it in seconds? With Brisk VTU, you can top up airtime, pay for electricity, cable TV, and more. Right from your phone. No middleman, no delays. Just instant transactions at the best rates. Stay connected, support your loved ones, and enjoy cashbacks while at it. Download the app today. Brisk VTU. Fast, easy, rewarding.